let it be an advertisement or a feature movie or a documentary or a music video or a cartoon or any type of video content, doesn't matter. Any type of video content doesn't matter. Okay. So these days post-production services go increasingly digital. Okay, which makes stage by stage more time consuming and sophisticated. As a result, the prices also become very big. See, one day if you want to hire an editing studio, it will cost you around 3,000 to 5,000 rupees, inclusive of that editor charges, the data, all this stuff. There will be a sub-editor, all this assistant editors, everyone will be there. 3,000 to 5,000, depending on the quality and the stuff available in the edit suite. As a result, the prices are getting increased. Editing and reaches thousands of money for motion graphics and sound effects you need to spend. Okay, so when we talk about post-production, video post-production stages, frankly speaking, the post-production workflow consists of many more tasks than described above. We have highlighted only few points over here to explain what post-production means, why it is important and how it affects the cost. How this digital filmmaking will enhance into this post-production techniques. First one is footage editing. We all know even the greatest music video directors, and the film editors are usually less famous, but it is they who can save a video when its director is not there. And even if a video footage is really good, there is always a chance to make it perfect with the help of professional post-production editing softwares. So at this stage, at this footage editing stage, with an editor reviewing a script and footage to understand the general idea behind the video, its style and its pace and a mood. It allows structuring the whole process from the very start to spend less time on remaking the video. When reviewing the dailies, that is the footage shot which is done in the production day, the editor can remove some poor pieces, select the best ones. For example, if you want to say the actor and actors are acting, the shoot has started. Sometimes what happens, there will be flaw in the shoot. So they go for second take, third take. So this all will be recorded. Since it's a digital, everything is recorded. So at the end of the day, the editor can remove the poor pieces, the pieces which is not necessary. They will select the best one, decide the effects to be added. They consider some transitions to ensure a smooth flow of the story. They also create some timeline for the videos. They take the advices of the director on what to change until what the director needs to convey on it. All of that is transformed into a edit decision list, that is edit log list, which we discussed in the first session. Okay, so surely in the modern world, nobody cuts and reassembles films in the literal sense. Even amateurs can handle this kind of Premiere or iMovie or Filmora software, or even Microsoft Movie Maker or a Premiere Pro, whatever it is. Professionals use more powerful and rich software for video editing and post-production, like Avid, Final Cut Pro, Power Director, whatever it is. Okay, it can be it doesn't make sense that you take months together to learn this software. Just a couple of weeks or a couple of months you need to spend on this software to learn this. When you talk about the second one, sound editing and audio overlay, most people have no idea on how many professionals collaborate with a video post-production company to make a video sounds good. Dealing with audio content, when creating a video, many involve an audio engineer, an audio composer, a music editor, sound designer, Foley artist, and maybe someone else also. This list goes depending on the projects. Depending on a big project, the list will be very big. So actually the composition of a sound is depending upon what you could get from the production stage. what you get from the production stage, including the dialogues and the sound effects recorded on site, or the audio tracks created in an audio studio. Everything you will be receiving it. Only thing is, once you receive at the post-production services, they used to do some voiceover. Maybe it is used in an ad videos because they are limited in time, and it can be quite costly to illustrate everything with actions. Therefore, some information has to be explained with the help of off-camera announcers. So their voiceover will help you. And also, it's a great when a sound mixer or sound effects, we would add some sound effects. It's a great when a sound mixer can collect all these pickups like doorbell ringing, walking with the shoes, chair rapping, chair scrapping, all this stuff. We call it as a sound effects. Right on a filming location. Alternatively, a phone artist will be there, or a synchronizer we call it as, or a special software will do this job in a studio to fill a video with the required SFX sounds. Now if you want to pull a chair, you get some sound. Like how you need to add that kind of sound effects, which is not possible to do it at the production stage. So here plays a foul artist. Here plays a role of the foul artist and the synthesizer, or they call it as a synthesizer. Okay. When dialogues recorded on site, or if this kind of sound effects it is recorded on the site, will be on poor quality only, because they don't, because they have done it in the open space. So automated dialogue replacements comes to rescue at this place. We call it as ADR, automated dialogue replacement. In animated videos and some other projects, recording artists in a studio is planned in advance. To have these kind of audios. Sometimes even if you want to add some background music composed from a scratch, or which is used in the licensed music can be properly recorded and scored. Wherever you want to add it, you can even add it over there. So sound editing audio is a very big subject. If you want to add some sound, you want to cut some sounds, you want to add some mixings, obviously everything can be done over here. So the set of services may vary, but if you believe that you will hardly need voiceover in music, video, post-production techniques. Okay, as you might have guessed, present day there are a lot of softwares comes in handy for sound recording, editing, mixing and mastering. Like you have in Adobe also, you have Adobe Audition. There are a lot of best tools you have. Like you have a Cubase Pro, SoundForge, PreSonus Studio. Like you have a lot of software for sound. So even with these kind of applications, you can do sound editing to the best for a movie within a period of maybe 1 or 2 weeks, or maximum to a 4 weeks period, to get everything perfectly done. Next comes your visual effects. Everyone likes visual effects. Who doesn't like visual effects? Tell me. Everyone is liking visual effects. To make it clear, special effects is different, visual effects is different. Everyone has a confusion that special effects and visual effects are same. But no, special effect is something different, visual effects is something different. SFX, we call it as SFX, we call it as VFX. They are not same. I'll show you in video so that we can able to come to know what is the difference between SFX and VFX. So let's play video 1 now. Maybe the video 1 will speak about some color corrections. Let me see. Sir, Saravanan sir, can you able to hear me? Okay, sir, okay. Sir, you play video 1 and 2 both together. Continuous play panni, 1 and 2 mattum play. Thank you, sir. See, the first and second video, what you have seen is full of color correction and color grading. So, first we'll talk about visual effects, then I'll tell you about the color grading. So, visual effects is something is created or finalized at the post-production stage. For getting a realistic effects on a huge screen, a well thought of combination of SFX and VFX both is necessary. I'll show you a video. I have a video for SFX and VFX. Sure, I will show you what is the difference so that you can see. Today we can hardly imagine a video without VFX. No, every video has a VFX or SFX into it. Okay, since each product requires some kind of particular scene is simply cheaper, faster, and thus more efficient also. The risk of injuring a film crew also is, including stunt performers, everything is too high. Sometimes it's smarter to invest in VFX than arrange a complicated SFX scenes. So there is no way to take a shot in reality. For example, you want to capture a dragon on a space launch. Modern visual effects are often based on the following things like compositing, like CGI, that is computer graphics, like you have a computer graphics, generated images, all this, like based on the locations, all this. But all this VFX production houses have many tools and techniques to handle and to translate the creative ideas into action. They are basically like After Effects, which is a very basic software by Adobe. There is a Nuke, which is a node-based software. Blender is there. Fusion is there. These are the very good softwares. They use it for VFX. The VFX production houses for Avatar also, they took almost 2 years. They almost took 2 years to complete the VFX for Avatar. So an average time for creating a 1 minute animation for Avatar, they took around 2 weeks or more for 1 minute. So they expect that much of perfection and quality in VFX. Okay. Someone has stated me in the chat box, they need a very good specification for editing. It seems you want to buy a computer. So whenever you go for a PC, whenever you're going to learn or whenever you go to take up your career on a multimedia, let it be a graphic design or editing or VFX or 3D or game designing, whatever it is, don't go for laptops. Go for desktops or go for iMac computers. That is Apple computers. Don't ever go for laptops. Laptops will not give you life. Because people used to spend a lot of hours. At the same time, the screen is the main thing. You need to have a perfect monitors to edit. You need to have a perfect graphic card, RAM, everything. Minimum 16 GB minimum 16 GB RAM is enough to start with. As you're all a beginner, that is enough for a editor. If you want to go for an advanced editing, then you can go for 32 GB or 64 GB of RAM. As a graphic card, you need minimum of 4 GB graphic card is enough. Based on the budget, you can invest accordingly. If you're well-versed, you can invest more, then you can go for 8 GB graphic card also. At the same time, you need to have a very good, you can go for i7 or i9 processors, and you can go for a very good hard disk. All this will play together and give you a very fast effect on editing or VFX, whatever it is. Okay. Next comes is our color correction. Color correction plays a very vital role over here. By default, professional cameras deliver shots without color saturation. Now you have seen a video. In the video you have seen, there are a lot of colors on the top of the layer. You would be surprised to see how dull and uncorrelated shots they took at the time of production. But post-production and color grading will help you, leaves plenty of space for creativity, not to mention the technical skills in handling the colors. Whenever the color corrector, they have to know the entire color. They know what is a natural color. They know how to balance the picture. They know how to refine the light. They know how to deliver the natural, pure colors. If you are talking about a documentary film, an interview, or a simple video blog, it is enough to adjust only the white balance alone and the light level, because it's all going to happen only in the interior, that is inside the studio. But when it comes to outdoor, color grading plays a very vital role because they need to work on the temperature and standardizing of the color and the brightness, everything together. Color grading is quite another thing serving to bring visuals in accordance with the director's idea by creating a special mood and atmosphere. In this case, the video can be recorded in, sometimes the video can be even recorded into new or even unnatural colors. If the director finds that the lighting is not perfect, maybe he can even tell for the second shot. The light can be drastically changed at any point of time. So even when you go in the northern parts of India, there will be a huge sunrise. You will find it so sunny. Suddenly, within a fraction of minutes or seconds, it will become dark. So you might have noticed these kind of melodramatic effects where a lot of tint colors will come in the front of the videos. So it is very difficult for the color grading people to remove. It is a very big challenge actually for them. Okay, so color grading is not a simple task. Color correction is also not a simple task actually. So DaVinci is a freeware software. Normally people use Adobe Speed Grade. Adobe Speed Grade. There is a software called in Adobe Speed Grade which is used for color correction and color grading. But DaVinci Resolve is a free version which you can download it and easily you can install it and do color corrections into it. Other than that, you have Color Final, you have Lightworks, you have Regained Music Bullet, like plenty number of softwares we have on that. Okay. Then comes your cleanup. Cleanup is a very, very interesting work which has to be done. Cleanup normally you don't see, you see only minute differences in the video. When working on old VHS footage, that is old videos. Now you would have seen the old MGR movies and all, Shivaji Ganeshan, MGR, Gemini Ganesh movies are all coming in. They are remaking it in a black and white movies are remaking it in a color. So they are working on old footage videos into modern day projects. You are all dealing with the most kind of these videos. You face a lot of cleanups. These videos need a lot of cleanups, and you are going to have quite a hard time when you are exploring these kind of videos frame by frame to reveal all its defeats. Surely things will get even more tiresome when you proceed with fixing the glitches into these videos. It is very difficult for them in removing a badly damaged areas, reducing the audio and video noise, adjusting the colors and sharpness, and stabilizing the images, deinterlacing, removing various artifacts, everything is very difficult when it's coming to cleanup. No matter how a production team tries to cover all noises in shooting, some unwanted objects may also pop up in video footage. Sir, you play the third video. So cleanup is required at any point of time. If an actor was shot without chroma keying involved and it is necessary to replace a background, the actor is unstuck from the background by creating special mattes which are composited later on. So cleanup requires multiple softwares. You can even combine. You can place this is the video on cleanup. you, sir. So this cleanup is actually a okay. 1 minute, I'll share the screen. Okay. So this cleanup is also very important. Cleanup requires sometimes combining of compositing softwares and rotoscoping softwares. They can't able to do it as such with a single software. So After Effects plays a very major role. There is a conversion software is there, but it's little outdated in the market. Mocha is there, Silhouette. Mocha, Silhouette, After Effects are the regular software they use it for cleanup. In cleanup, you see only minute differences, but it is a tedious job, which it takes at least 2 to 3 full working days to process a 1 or 2 minutes video for cleanups. Okay. When we talk about graphics, a creation of graphics on an opening or closing credits is very important in nowadays. When you say graphics, it can be even a motion graphics. Graphics can turn a regular text into a memorable text like logo, settings, like a company names, brand names, or something very similar to a title. Okay. So for this motion graphics, usually they combine video, audio, text, everything together with a small animated full of emotions and meanings. That we have seen in yesterday's also, we have seen few videos how to add some titlings and all. So these kind of graphic elements also is added in the post-production stage actually. For this they use like Photoshop, Mocha also sometimes they use Cinema 4D and Houdini, Modo, like this many softwares they use. Obviously you are not bound to motion graphics. When it comes to creating credits, it takes less than a week to complete a part of this project. Then finally when it comes to retouching, we have already mentioned in Photoshop, which is a very important tool to make celebrities look like what they do and make us ordinary people also needs a retouchings. Okay, actually specialized studios like Digital Beauty Work, they are the very specialized studios. They spend a lot of hours in improving actors' face and bodies. Even in cleanups also you have seen actors' faces, they are changing it in different phases they change it. So they work on improving the actors' faces and bodies with the help of sophisticated softwares. This stage includes not only removing the skin defects or slimming the bodies, or they also do aging or de-aging of the actors, which is beautifully illustrated in many of the films. Surely this kind of beauty works involves a cutting-edge technology stack. Like you can use Flame software, you can use Adobe After Effects also, you can use Resolve, you can even use Avid. These softwares will help you to make it video retouching. Okay. When it comes to editing, editing plays a very major role, as I said, because this is the place where it takes a lot of time. When it comes to video editing, it is, as I said very clearly, why I am concentrating on video editing this much is, this is the place where you bring a movie into small. See, if you want to see a 2.5 hours film, the real footage will be like 16 hours or 20 hours. The real footage will be, sometimes it will be 16 to 20 hours. Sometimes even the Hollywood movies, it will be like even 40 to 50 hours. The Hollywood movies normally it will be for 90 minutes or 95 minutes. But it will be like more than 40 to 50 hours. So assembling all the video editing, that is the raw footage which consists together, and putting it in a single place. The video clips you have to arrange with transitions. You have to bring a continuity, you have to bring timing, you have to bring spacing. The video clips are glued together, that is stick together in a linear fashion without adding any effects. Or if you want to add some transition, or also you can add some smoothing effects to make it a visual improvisation. If you want to become an editor, you need to learn some essential film editing techniques. Like you have to do some continuity editing, you have to do cross cuttings, you have to do some dissolving, you have to do some lot of editing processes, cross cuttings, cutaway. Editing videos can be simple or sometimes it may be even complicated. You need to spend a lot of hours. But when it comes to a final product, you will find the process far more enjoyable if you take a few moments to prepare from the very beginning how you're working. Preferably when you're at the end, you feel very happy. You even record the footage. So there are basically two different types of editing we usually see, linear and non-linear. What is linear? Linear editing is a very oldest method. Like I was talking some time before. In linear editing, the oldest in whatever you see it in videotapes, that is an analog process. It is commonly used with videotapes, unlike film. Videotape cannot be physically cut. Videotapes cannot be physically cut. So that is converted, that can be dubbed and recorded using these video clips on a master tape. So that was a linear editing. But nowadays non-linear editing is very famous, which is achieved by the digital phase. Once you have it in your camera, convert it to bring it to the computer. See the image, what is there on the right side on non-linear editing on digital, you can very well understand what is there in the camera, convert it, transfer to the computer. So it is in the digital mode, then you can edit everything and bring it to the videos or CDs or whatever you wanted. So these are the ways. Editing is a very good area where you have a lot of jobs. You have a lot of jobs. Even Amazon is taking editors. Amazon is paying, if you have very good experience on editing, Amazon is paying to starting with salary of 20-25,000. Even our students who have completed visual communication in SRM Ramapuram have placed, few students have placed in Amazon. They are working as a graphic designer, photographers, editors, all this. When it comes to green mat is obviously, in today's industry, everything works on green mat. Normally we see beautiful things in videos, in films, but we think how these things are made. See the image on the right side, when you see it is a shot taken from Bahubali. Bahubali is completely taken in a green mat studio. That is the studio which is inside. Okay, but with the help of a chroma key option in the software, it becomes very cheaper option to bring that location to the studio. However, with a green screen, you may run into some technical issues. Using a green screen will sometimes shorten your production time also. Eliminate the need to change the backgrounds after each scene. This also decreases the cost of the production. Using green screen or a chroma key technology is beneficial in many ways. It allows a filmmaker to layer any background with the subject being filmed or photographed. The controlled environment provided by green screen studio ensures that no external noise and sounding conditions, lighting conditions are there. But there are some disadvantages in the green screen also. Green screen uses something difficult. If you find some flaws in the screen, see the image what you see over here. It is perfect actually. I'll show you one more image. See, this is an indoor studio. This is like they wanted to shoot some spacecraft. Okay, this kind of a spacecraft, they have did it the entire. See on the TV they are seeing the background, they have added the environment what they wanted. So green screen is difficult and it also presents some unconsiderable disadvantages. Maybe the lighting is not when the lighting is not perfectly balanced and the technique appears artificial, the audiences may feel the differences. So you should be very perfect when you work on the green screen. Sir, you can play the video now. You can play the fourth video. So you all very well seen this movie, Tick Tick Tick. Why I'm showing this is the previous image what you have seen there is, it is a space store. So I'm just showing this video, you just go ahead. This film is entirely worked on Green Mat Studio only.
பவத்தின் துளி மொண்டு மாகஞ்செய்யாது சிறிது விடை பெரிது வழி சிறிது வழி பெரிது பொரு சிறிது அருள் பெரிது சிறிகளை சொட்டு சொட்டின காலத்துடைய இவதிர்வுகள் உந்தன் இருதயம் கொட்டும் மொழியா சிறிகளை சொட்டு சொட்டின காலத்துடைய இவதிர்வுகள் உந்தன் இருதயம் கொட்டும் மொழியா முதல் தொடங்கும்படி சரிந்த விட்ட போதும் குழந்தைகள் போல நாம் நிற்க பிடிவாதம் வேண்டும் இரவு வானத்தை பார்த்தொழிக்கும் நட்சத்திரம் அங்கே தான் போகலாம் வா ஏறிக்கோள் ஆகாசவானம் கனவுகள் நிஜமாகலாம் தினமும் முன்னேற்றம் அடைந்தால் நாட்டில் இருந்து விண்வெளிக்கு ஓடி ஓடி நாம் நாடி தேடி இலக்கு அடைவது லட்சியம் வெற்றியுடன் நாம் திரும்புவோமே உயர்மேல் சத்தியம்.
Okay, so when you see this tick 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 video also, everything they have created using only the green mat shoot. See even the aircraft, inside the aircraft you see the digital displays. All these are created only with the green screen. It is very tough to work on these particular films. Okay, it is not that easy because you need some perfection outputs. So green screen plays a very vital role whenever you're working on this kind of VFX films. Okay. Okay, now I'll also show you some top green mat movies. Life of Pi, Avatar, Gravity, 300, Star Wars. Maybe people would have seen all these films. Okay, I'll show you one more video at this place. Sir, you played the video 5. So this is Life of Pi. This is entirely done with a green mat studio. Entirely done with only in the interior studio, but people doesn't believe how it is made. When you see a film, it was awesome. This is Life of a Pi. Like that, you have Gravity, Avatar, every Spider-Man, all they have worked with. They took a lot of efforts to create this kind of movies. Actually, we usually spend some time and we see the movie and come back. But behind the scenes, they are working very hard. So play the next video also, the 6th video. Here also we'll watch one more video on green mat. How people are working on green mat studios. Play the 6th video, sir.
What's up? 1.1 and a 1.2 and a 1.3 and a 1.4, 1.5 and a 1.6 and a 1.7 and a 1.4, 2.0.
கேமரா ஆன் பண்ண சொல்லுங்க. ஆக்ஷன் சார்.
So you're very much interested on this. Director Shankar always expects perfection in all his videos. See how the video is created. Today, and already it is 3:50. We'll take 10 more minutes. Maybe we'll complete it before 4:10. So the director takes very perfection on his videos. He expects everything to be in a perfect place. So before the movie, they convert the entire movie in 3D and they see how things are working over there. So this is how the Green Max shoots are taken. So you can see the entire train set is kept it on the indoor studio where green mat is used, covered fully, wrapped fully, and you can see how it is shoot have been taken. So, but when you see the movie, you feel as if the real train is running and you go behind on it. It is very tough drastically, okay, to work on these movies. But you don't feel this is basically a challenging field where you can prove yourself working with big directors. Maybe you can also be a very big director in the upcoming, maybe next 5-6 years. Okay, so everyone has creativity. When it comes to special effects, When it comes to special effects, you see a lot of special effects movies over there. Here it comes this video 7. This video 7 is little bigger video. I'll just கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே ஓட்டி நான் உங்களுக்கு காட்டுறேன் so that நீங்க பார்த்தா உங்களுக்கு புரிஞ்சிடும். Here you see that difference between VFX and SFX in this particular video. This is a very big video. I'll show you the video. Before that, I'll tell you what is special effects. Special effects in movies is normally like in Avatar, Jurassic Park, Terminator, Inception, Matrix, Avengers, Gravity. This kind of films you have seen a lot of special effects. See, these kind of special effects will give you like psychotechniques or makeups or animatronics and live action weather elements. All these are a few examples which we use it for special effects. But when you call it as visual effects, the video effects which is the effects which is given to the video to achieve the same kind of set that special effects is used in the post-production stage. Okay, when we talk about special effects, these people have used it in long time before, but Indian film industry has given special effects only in the later stage. But in 1820s itself, almost 100 years, 200 years before itself, this Hollywood films, they have given a lot of special effects on their movies. Rather than computer, physically they have did it some this kind of effects. Sir, you just play the 7th video. Sir, koncha tali play panunga.
For that is the amazing use of technology in the modern day films. And you might already know that many movies use visual effects to enhance the overall viewing experience. But there are still many scenes where you probably just won't realize if it's a real one or enhanced with CGI. Hello.
The compositing also is done in this video.
At number 7, Avengers Endgame.
Doesn't feel cool, but if it looks cool, that's what matters.
Going by the numbers, Avengers Endgame became the greatest blockbuster movie of all time by mid-2009. Great battle fought in Avengers Endgame looked without visual effects? As common with most of the big-budget superhero movies, the most exciting scenes in the movie were filmed in front of a green screen. For instance, there was a scene where the superheroes returned for the big fight by stepping through portals. Here, each portal was created entirely using special effects. Also, there was a famous scene where the Avengers ran straight towards Thanos and his army. Now, to perform this scene, the film stars were just running towards 6 men in motion capture suits. The visual effects supervisor Dan DeLue said that having the 6 people facing the actors helped them figure out where their eyes should move during the scene. Also, the famous scene where Captain America finally gets his hands on Thor's hammer, since he was always worthy of it. When you see this scene filmed in front of a green screen, the moment seemed much less dramatic. So, all behind-the-scenes footage that showed a lot of details, like the superhero costumes and portals, were all created using special effects in green screen. And here are a few more great scenes from that movie with and without VFX. Known to do films which possess quite a few challenges as an actor, and Venom is one such movie in which he performed quite well. Now, all Spider-Man fans will already be familiar with Venom through previous films, but bringing the villain to life this time round posed unique challenges for the film's VFX supervisor, Paul Franklin. Into a tentacle-sprouting symbiote freak. One of the key things about Venom is while he's still humanoid in shape, he's able to move at incredible speeds and can do extraordinary moves, and never moves like a human being. So, for Tom to look like Venom presented a great creative challenge. His movement and body language became the cornerstone for the VFX work, the way he held himself, the way he rolled his shoulders, and his action sequences. Now, Venom is about 21 inches taller than Tom Hardy. How did they create him? Here, they had some sort of positional reference, probably a ball-shaped object so they could frame that up for the shot. So, anyone talking to Venom's eyes needed to look 21 inches higher directly at the ball. The team even got a tall stunt performer, almost 6'10", and because Venom is actually 7'6", they built him up even higher with a wiffle ball on a stick sticking out of the top of his helmet. Then, through the suit, they had motion capture reference markers all over it, so they could at least track his body movements and get a proper idea of where he was. After that, it was down to the character animators to take charge of the remaining stuff. One more thing that was interesting about Venom were his long and sharp, ugly teeth, and he'll never be able to close his mouth. Here, the length and shape of his teeth were subtly controlled on a shot-by-shot basis. Also, the big teeth you see were given a slightly unclean texture, because if they had made them bright and shiny white, then he would look like he had just been to the dentist and had veneers put on. At number 5, Life of Pi. The movie Life of Pi is truly a visual masterpiece. However, there was nothing easy about the making of this Academy Award-winning film. The ocean scenes, which were quite famous in the film, were shot at a giant wave tank built by the crew in an abandoned airport in Taiwan. This tank is the world's largest self-generating wave tank, with a capacity of 1.7 million gallons. One wall of this tank was even movable so that they could take advantage of sunlight. So, the entire storyline around that boy on a boat, along with an animated tiger, was filmed in that massive tank. Yes, that tiger was actually CGI and wasn't even there during filming. After all this filming, the VFX team then had to work their magic to turn the tank's surface into one that looked like the ocean day in and day out. And to make that ocean look realistic, high-powered wind blowers and strategic CGI work was used to create storm clouds, winds, and the beautiful nightfall. At number 4, the Twilight Saga Eclipse. The Twilight series is quite famous for the werewolf named Jacob, and the female protagonist in the film, Bella Swan, formed a relationship with that wolf. As you can see in this scene from the third movie, Eclipse, they are quite affectionate while Jacob was in werewolf form, where she pets him. The scene looked quite natural. But in reality, Jacob was wearing a funny suit and bending down. While it all looked funny, it did take quite a serious performance by Kristen Stewart to actually pull it off. That's because, while Kristen Stewart can play Bella as a human easily, Taylor Lautner, who plays Jacob, can't actually turn into a wolf. And that had to be visualized by the director and his VFX team. At number 3, Harry Potter.
Welcome to your first flying lesson. Well, what are you waiting for?
Yes.
If you're a Harry Potter fan, then you might very well remember the fictional sport named Quidditch. It's a dangerous sport played on broomsticks. And there are quite a few flying scenes in Harry Potter movies. These flying scenes are filmed differently throughout the Harry Potter
series. They
series.
use different kind of softwares like 3D Studio Max, Blender, Cinema 4D, Houdini, Maya, Lightwave, Modo, SketchUp, Softimage, Zmage, and number of softwares. You can't be every software you can't learn. It is very tough actually. It is not that you can't be a specialist in all the softwares. Maybe one or two you can specialist, or in that one or two also you will be specialist in modeling. Somewhere you will be specialist in writing. Sometime you will be specialist in animator, whatever maybe. So these kind of special effects. See, now you are seeing, sometime before you have seen Life of Pi. See, they have shown you how the Life of Pi has been taken over here. So this is how the real special effects field works. Here is the real digital filmmaking is working on. The next important thing is compositing. When you talk about compositing is seamlessly, it's a digital assets putting together to bring the final shot of a film or a game, whatever it is. Even games have a lot of compositing. Compositing is the final step of the VFX pipeline. A skilled compositor normally layers together various elements in a way that it makes them appear to naturally belong them in a space. Like they will bring it as a natural thing. There is a lot of difference between compositing and editing. Normally people think compositing and editing are same. Compositing is something like joining images together in a space to make as a one image, almost making a cut of every image, area by area, and bringing it as a single image. Maybe I'll show you one video over here That video 8 is a video of Alavandan video. Alavandan, yesterday I was talking about Alavandan is a Kamal movie. Maybe you guys would have been very small or some may not be born. If you get a chance of watching this Alavandan movie, you can see this, how this has been taken. Normally, any kind of a people who are coming into multimedia, they are taking career as a multimedia or VFX or editing. They are always supposed to see the making of films. Then only they will come to learn a lot of things. Okay, sir, play video 8. So here in this particular video, if you see, they have joined many images together in a space to make it as a one single image. Almost always after cutting out some of the areas of each image, they do some compositing work. Okay, so still the compositor always layers together the various elements in a way that makes them appear to naturally bring that original space. So since this is the final stage of VFX, after all editing, color correction, everything, the video comes to you for compositing. So since this is the final stage, so they do everything in a perfect. When you say about compositing, the first compositing technique was introduced almost in 1857 itself by Oscar movies. So it is not that it has come to industry in 19th century or 20th century. It has been in the 18th century itself. Sir, you can play the next video. See, this is also something relating to compositing. You can just see how it has been composited. This is something from Bahubali. Yes, Anand sir. So filmmaking is basically an art, not that. Once you learn everything properly, then it will be very perfect. And this is the slide what we have seen. And this slide I should have inserted in the beginning itself when I was telling about color correction and color grading, which I kept it in the last by mistake. This is spoke everything about the color correction and color grading. Hope here we end up with today's session. And tomorrow's session we will be seeing on how to create 3D films, how people are working on 3D films. Today we have seen, maybe we have seen today all the stuff, how we worked on it, how color correction or making, how color grading, everything we have seen. But even though we have not seen how realistic 3D films are done, that maybe we will see it in the next session. And now I paste the Zoom link. That is for the attendance, not the Zoom link.